Of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
All eyes on Madison Bumgarner as he returns tonight for the Giants. First time he's pitched since April the 19th. He's on the hill for the Giants while the Padres have Jhoulys Chacín. He's been outstanding, certainly at home. 5-2 with a nifty 1.68 earned run average at home at Petco Park where he is tonight. It's the middle game of a three-game series between the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres on a beautiful night in San Diego. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Sweeney. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, tonight, Madison Bumgarner returns for the Giants. The question is it too late for the Giants? They've certainly missed him over the last 75 games.
Yeah, you think about Madison Bumgarner and the devastation of that injury and what it did mentally to this club. But Madison Bumgarner did not start the year off in a good way either, even when he was on the mound. 0-3 record, still looking for that first win and looking for that identity. He is going to be very intense tonight. But you look at that start, not since April has he been on that mound. So you wonder where he's going to be command-wise tonight.
Well, we've talked about Jhoulys Chacín, his great home numbers here at Petco Park, but he's got good numbers against the Giants as well.
Well, Jhoulys Chacín has been excellent. Also, he has righted the ship on the road. Well, tonight he comes to his comfort zone, and also he's very familiar against the Giants. He's going to go to that slider, but he has to set that up with his fastball command to both sides of the plate and be careful of Buster Posey. That's the matchup that I want to watch tonight.
Well, certainly the big story is the return of Madison Bumgarner as the Padres will try to ruin his return here tonight to the Giants. They'll try to make Bumgarner angry. We'll hear from Bumgarner as he returns when we return to Petco Park after this. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich. Limited time only. By Petco, where the pets go. By GMC. And by RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. Padres and Giants, game 2 of the series. Before we get it started, let's send it down to the field and Michelle Margot.
Thanks, Don. Well, obviously the big news today is Madison Bumgarner is back on the mound for the first time since April, a lengthy hiatus for him, and I spoke to him yesterday and asked him how it feels to be back. He said it feels great. He's excited, and I also asked him what he hopes to accomplish out of his start today. Here's what he had to say. Take a listen.
Obviously, I'm going to treat it just like any other start. It just happens to be the first one off the DL, so maybe that's the best way to answer it. You still have your typical, what a certain guy expects of himself when he goes out there. And for me, that's to go deep in the game and give my team a chance to win. It's really all you can do.
Giants manager Bruce Bochy told me how excited everyone is to have him back, not just on the field, but his presence in the clubhouse. He said everyone's excited to just hear his voice, and he's obviously excited as well. So when we come back, we'll see how the lefty does against Jhoulys Chacín and your San Diego Padres. Chacín very successful against the Giants. We'll see if he can keep that up tonight. First pitch coming up after the break.
The Giants star returns.
16 strikes and only 4 balls.
Today, the Friar look to ruin the return. Padres win the game. Padres, everybody's safe. It's a 1-run game. Giants beat the Padres. Next. Now the Padres taking the field tonight, led by Jhoulys Chacín, their starter, on a beautiful night here in San Diego as we play late afternoon, early evening baseball as the Padres and Giants get ready for game 2. It's time for our weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 75 beautiful degrees here in San Diego. Southwest breeze at 9 miles per hour, and the forecast partly cloudy for the remainder of the night. Right now, not a cloud in the sky as we get started here at Petco Park. Don Orsillo, Mark Sweeney, and Michelle Margot with you. As last night the Giants took game 1 of the series. Padres trying to bounce back here in game 2 against the Giants. And Bruce Bochy and his Giants are here to begin the second half of the season. The Giants lineup is brought to you by Hyundai. As the Giants have at the top of their order Denard Span for the second straight night. Eduardo Nunez is at third base. Brandon Belt is at first base with Buster Posey doing the catching. Brendan Crawford at shortstop with Hunter Pence in right field batting sixth. Joe Panik at second base with Gorkys Hernandez in left. And Madison Bumgarner, the pitcher, a very good hitter, batting out of the number 9 spot so far in the year, hitting at .286. On the mound tonight for the Padres is Jhoulys Chacín to make his 19th start of the year.
Well, 10th start at home, and there is a comfort factor when it comes down to pitching here in San Diego. He absolutely loves this mound. It has a lot to do with his success when it comes down to it. So there is home cooking, but also tonight, look for him to set up that slider with his fastball command to both sides. That's going to be so important for him. And look for the velocity, changing velocities with that fastball.
Well, defensively behind Chacín, the Padres defense brought to you by your Lincoln Motor Company. And left to right in the outfield, it's Matt Caesar, Manuel Margot, and Jabari Blash getting to start in right with Jose Perella at third base. Eric Ibar at shortstop, Carlos Azuaje at second base, Will Myers at first, and not doing the catching tonight is Hedges, a late scratch. Hedges not doing the catching as it is Hector Sanchez. And he was scratched just before the ball game was Hedges, and the reason, of course, he had his bell rung last night on a foul tip, and for precautionary reasons out of the lineup tonight.
Well, easy transition to Hector Sanchez, the former Giant. I'm sure he is pretty excited for this start as well.
So Sanchez back there to do the catching for Chacín, and Denard Span standing in on the left side. First pitch of the ball game from Chacín is in there for strike one over the inside corner. Well, they're glad to have Span back on the DL with some hamstring problems for some of the first half. Played in 66 first half games at .282, 6 homers, 21 runs batted in. But he is a big presence in the Giants lineup, no doubt.
Yeah, because a leadoff hitter that will take pitches and try to gain some knowledge for his teammates. Don't see that too much now in this day and age with the leadoff guys trying to leave the yard.
There's a soft liner caught at second base by Azuaje.
Well, something interesting tonight. Jose Perella getting his first career start at third base. Now, that being said, pretty different being on that side of the infield. It's a reactionary position. Look for him to just do the basics. That's what Andy Green's asked him to do today. There'll be a lot of positioning involved, and also what's going to change is the defensive shifts. A lot of communication with Jose Perella tonight.
Yeah, we watched him take ground balls here before batting practice today, and it's kind of a crash course here today on starting at third base, and he's in there.
Well, I think the challenge for an infielder that has previously played a lot of his time in the outfield is the different arm angles, different throws. Typically, as an outfielder, you're throwing over the top, so I think they're going to ask him to make sure that if he can, especially on the opposite side of his glove, his throwing arm, to get on top of those throws, because when you start working down, movement comes into it.
It seems like Andy Green and the Padres are going to find a way to get him in the lineup for his bat, no doubt, and it may need moving around defensively, and that's what he has done from the infield to the outfield, back to the infield, and for the first time at third base.
Well, when you face that Madison Bumgarner, you're going to have to lock down, and really offensively, you're going to have some opportunities. Jose Perella has earned that spot.
The Padres dropping the first game of the series. 0-2 pitch coming up here to Eduardo Nunez. It'll be interesting here with this late afternoon, early evening start. These shadows come into play here.
Has a lot to do with it. He focused on that batter's eye. No sun on the batter's eye, so you'll be able to see it, but really difficult to pick up spin. So that comes into play because Chacín is known for his slider, getting to that slider, but also trying to get through the first time of the order, maybe using just his fastball in that command.
So trouble seeing the spins, trouble seeing the rotation, I guess. Nunez thought about it. Did he go? They'll check. No, he did not, says Tom Woodring, first base umpire. Full count here to Nunez, who had been down on the count, 0-2.
See Nunez with those glasses. That helps him being able to see that a little bit. Actually brightens it up, takes the glare out of your eyes.
Nunez lays off again and not going again, says Woodring, and it's a 1-out walk for Eduardo Nunez. First free pass served up by Jolie Chacin. And that'll bring up Brandon Belt. Padres will be going into a shift on the right side of the infield, per usual against Belt. Perella this time going from third base to the right side of the infield to join Zwahe and Myers, and they'll keep it tight to the infield. The double play possibility here with one down in the inning. Brandon Belt, power hitting first baseman for the Giants.
You saw constant communication between Carlos Zwahe and also Jose Perella. Who's going to cover the bag in what situation?
That becomes a little tricky for him too.
Sure does.
Always interesting when you're in that shift and trying to turn the double play, but even more so when you got a guy who is getting the start at third base, moves now from the left side of the infield to the right side of the infield. A lot of moving parts. And that is how they defend Brandon Belt, and with some success. Ironically, the outfield plays for him to go the other way.
You saw last night his first at bat hit a double off the left field wall. That was with 2 strikes. He has intent to pull the baseball. That's what's been the difference for Brandon Belt, in my opinion. And you've seen the average go down, but also the power numbers. He's trying to power the baseball. He's in the middle of the order. Bruce Bochy wants those guys middle of the order to be difference makers, change the game with one swing.
Short lead at first for Nunez, held on over there by Myers. Check over there, and back to the bag was Nunez. Looked a little surprised that Chacin was going to check on him. Again, the lead was not large.
Now Nunez, 17 stolen bases on the year. He factors into their running game. They don't run a lot. There's a couple guys in this lineup that will try to set the tone early in this game.
And Brandon Belt coming into this game with an 8-game hitting streak. And he drops the bunt down, but foul outside of third. Saw the shift and tried to get a base hit going down that third base line with a bunt.
Well, you know what? I don't mind trying to beat that shift with a bunt, but with one strike on you, now you put yourself in a vulnerable position. You got to remember, even through the minor leagues, Brandon Belt was hitting the ball out of the ballpark. So they're not working on their bunting, is my point. So you think about it, even trying to beat that shift, it's something they don't necessarily feel comfortable with.
So 1 out, 1 on, and Belt here down on the count, 1-2. Throw to first, and it gets away. Backing it up is Zwahe, and that may have hit the runner in Nunez. He's kind of late to react to get back. He did get back, but throw got away, but not far enough.
Well, you think about the throw, you see Will Myers and trying to go across into the runner. I think he's got to try to catch that first. But because they were in the defensive shift, Carlos Zwahe easily pounces on that baseball.
Well, fouling it back to the screen, and we'll do it again, 1-2. Coming in, hitting at .245, but good power numbers, 16 home runs, 44 runs batted on the year for Belt. Always right in the middle of the Giants lineup.
You know, Donnie loves the ball down and in. Well, not many lefties don't like it down there. So you have to be able to pitch him at the top of the strike zone, maybe up and away.
That'll drop in for strike 3. Big strikeout there for Chacin. 2 down here in the first inning. Nicely done, able to get Brandon Belt. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealer.
Padres have to get off to a good start. Weird return for Mad Bum. He's going to make mistakes. I don't think the command is going to be on point coming off the disabled list. And be careful of Buster Posey. Here he is. He was in the thick of things last night. I thought he was the difference maker. You got to pick your poison and be very conscious of the guys before him and after him.
We were talking about him last night with all the problems the Giants have had as a team. He's been the one consistent hitter throughout the year. And an all-star again as he takes ball 1.
Such a reliable player. You see the numbers, they speak for themselves. Those home run numbers have come up after a slow start with the home runs. But his consistency and runners in scoring position, that's when he picks his game up.
He'll take the strike, and the count evens at 1-1. A home run last night to straightaway center field.
Now the feel for the slider and the curveball tonight. He'll throw both pitches, try to give them different looks.
Drops in there nicely on the outside corner. Posey didn't think so, but finds himself down 1-2.
Oh, commanding on that glove side. You can see the two-seam action coming right back on the outside part of the plate.
Nunez at first, 2 down here in the Giants' first inning, and another check on him. Let me ask you this: is the sun in Meyer's eyes right now too at first base? Is that possible?
Yeah, it is. Just the glare and being able to see it.
He looked kind of like that one almost handcuffed him at first too. There it is.
Probably a lot of glare that he's dealing with. You use the brim of your hat, but also rely on those glasses.
Popped up foul off to the right, out of play.
I think when you're in a situation like that as a first baseman, you really just want to catch the baseball. Take a look at Buster Posey's home run last night. 2-0 count. Look for that damage pitch, and he got it. Powering the baseball to center field.
Home run number 11 of the year for Posey. Part of the Giants win as they held on to grab a 1-run victory in game 1 of the series. This grounder back through the middle and into center field. Taking second is Nunez on the bounding base hit for Buster Posey here in the first inning. Pretty good at bat right there for Posey. Fouled some, took some, and ends up getting a base hit back through Jhoulys Chacín.
Jhoulys Chacín is such a good athlete. He can field his position. I think this shocks him that he did not get it. Kind of goes down at the baseball instead of working up with that glove and through the wickets.
So 2 on, 2 down, and it brings up Brandon Crawford. Shortstop checks in, hitting at .225 on the year. He bats with Nunez at second, Posey at first, and 2 away. 8 home runs, 45 RBIs to go along with a .225 average. Participating in his 75th game of the year. And taking a look at ball 1.
You look at Brandon Crawford. He's made some really good adjustments offensively, but .266 on base percentage. That tells me there's a lot of situations where he's swinging from the get-go.
Last 31 games, hitting at just .169 at the plate. And a bluff at second base at Nunez, ducking back to the bag, but nobody cheating in from shorter second base behind him.
2 attempts last night to steal third base, so that'll catch your attention.
Well, Crawford has struggled the plate lately with runners in scoring position, been very good lately. 7 for his last 14. Surrounded the plate, but missing for ball 2, 2-0.
You know, something interesting with that late scratch of Austin Hedges. Hector Sanchez comes in, but you wonder if that scouting report was already gone over with Austin Hedges and the difference maker. But Hector Sanchez is that veteran catcher, knows his abilities and knows how to execute the plan.
Pickoff play at second. This time Ibar is cheating in, but Nunez gets back. Especially when you're talking about the Giants, he knows a good many of these hitters, having been a Giant.
And that probably came into the equation when you had to make that decision. Andy Green says, listen, there's going to be emotion involved. Also the familiarity, as you talked about, with the Giants.
Nunez at second, Posey at first, 2 down here in the Giants' first inning. They'll skip in. Nicely picked there by Sanchez. .22 pitch first inning so far. He's had to work hard. 1-out walk, was able to strike out Belt, and the single for Posey. You got Hunter Pence waiting on deck right now for the Giants. It's falling behind 3-0. And that's ball 4 to load the bases. Well, Hedges, as you mentioned, a late scratch. Of course, had his bell rung here last night on this foul tip off the bat of Brandon Belt. It was flush. And out of the lineup tonight for precautionary reasons. Stayed in the game, played the rest of the game.
And that's what's incredible, too, because you could see the bell was rung, came out and checked with him. And now having communication with Sanchez and Chacin. This is a big at-bat right here.
Aaron Balsley out there to talk to him. Walk 2 here in the first inning. Giving up a base hit. Bases loaded. 2 down. And Hunter Pence coming up here for the Giants. A familiar open stance from the right side for Pence. Level of energy in the batter's box. And he takes strike 1. Good start for Chacin. Career .314 hitter with the bases loaded and 6 grand slams on his resume. Pence to left center, in for a hit. From third comes Nunez. Posey's coming around. 2 runs in for the Giants, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Couple of walks in the inning, very costly for Chacin, and Hunter Pence comes up with a big 2-out, 2-run single.
Well, what's frustrating about this scenario, bases loaded, but you see the slider working around the slider. It's elevated, but off the end of the bat. Hunter Pence putting in the perfect spot. And a big 2-out, 2 RBI hit for Hunter Pence.
So the Giants out to the 2-0 advantage, first and third with 2 outs, and Joe Panic, the batter, will take strike 1. 7th member of the Giants to bat here in the first inning. .277 average for the Giants second baseman. Toward first, kind of a soft toss over there. Now they're in the shadows over there. The sun not a factor any longer as it was for much of this first inning. So the shadows cast across the infield and outfield. Bright sun shining right now for Jabari Blash out there in right field. Swing and a miss, and Chacin jumps ahead here 0-2.
I'll minimize the damage for Chacin right here. This would be huge just to get out of it with only 2 runs.
Next pitch will be the 28th of his first inning. Crawford at third base. Pence crossed the diamond at first base with 2 down in the inning. In the dirt and collected nicely by Sanchez. Keeps it in front of him with that base runner 90 feet away. First inning pitches, 16 of them strikes for Chacin. He's had to work hard here in the first and so far has surrendered a pair. 2-2. Left-handed hitting second baseman and Panic as the center fielder Manuel Margot to left center, gap out there in right center. Fights it off, foul, and we'll do it again, 2-2.
Pretty important at bat because Gorky Hernandez, your number 8 hitter, last night had 4 hits in the ballgame. Think about just trying to get out of this scenario and put it in the offense's hands.
Long wait here for Madison Bumgarner. He's not yet taken the mound, but he doesn't mind. He's already got 2 runs with which to work. Runner goes at first, and it's fouled off to the left out of play. That time, Pence getting a jump at first base. On deck, Gorky Hernandez, left fielder for the Giants, batting out of the 8th spot in the order. Panic pops it up back at third, short left. Caesar is not going to get there. Either is Pirela, landing harmlessly in foul ground and jumping up into the seats, and the battle will continue. The pitch of this at bat coming up for Joe Panic.
It really hasn't had that put away pitch other than Brandon Bell taking strike 3. Everything has been put in play or fouled off.
Minimize the damage here in the first inning is Jolie Chassin. Throw to first, and back again is Pence. Two again to Panic. And it's up top for ball 3. Missed on the fastball that time. Myers letting him know that the full count is not going to be holding on Pence at first base. Chassin acknowledged him, nodding his head that he was aware that Myers is going to play behind the runner at first. As Pence will get a start here with a full count, 2 down. And Panic grounds it past the pitcher, but to the shortstop Ibar, who throws out Panic and ends the inning. But the Giants get 2 on the first. The Padres are coming up. The first inning, Andy Green starting 9 tonight as the Padres lineup is brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Manuel Margot going to lead it off and be in center field defensively. Carlos Suzuaje at second base. Will Myers at first with Jose Pirela at third. Jamari Blash in right field, his second game back from El Paso. Eric Ibar at shortstop. Hector Sanchez in there, late scratch Austin Hedges, so Hector Sanchez does the catching. Bats 7th. Matt Caesar is in left field 8th, and Jhoulys Chacin bats out of the 9th spot for the Padres, and the return of Madison Bumgarner for the Giants.
Freshly off the disabled list for the first time in his career, 75 game absence. And he's a 7-year vet, only 27 years old. The big left-hander coming off a bad accident, who had 2 injuries, the shoulder strain, but also the rib cage. And he's going on a 3-game losing streak, not on the season, but against the Padres in his last 4 starts.
Well, defensively behind Crawford from left to right across the outfield, Gorkys Hernandez, Denard Span, and Hunter Pence. Third to first, it is Eduardo Nunez, Brandon Crawford, Joe Panik, and Brandon Belt, with Buster Posey doing the catching for Madison Bumgarner. Of course, Crawford very good defensively at shortstop. And Will Margot leads it off here in the home half of the first inning and takes strike 1.
Well, it's going to be interesting tonight. It's not going to be velocity. It's going to be location and how he can locate on that glove side, especially. Loves throwing into righties.
Well, the first 2 pitches here at 89, 90 miles an hour. It's where he's been.
Yeah, and that's typically where he's going to go. He can add and subtract at times. He's going to sit right around 90, 91. But to me, the 2 factors is that glove side command, but also home plate umpire Jim Reynolds, if he's going to give that ball off the plate. Jim Reynolds known for being consistent with his strike zone.
Margot turns on this, but fouls it down the left field line. Hot shot, but a foul ball.
Now you're so aware of that fastball in, so sometimes you look for it. It's inside that nicely, but that's off the plate. That's the reason why it went foul.
Bumgarner wanted that. Thought it picked up the outside corner, kind of surrounded it, but didn't get it.
Yeah, you could see the reaction and the body language. Looked like a pretty good pitch and how it finished, but I think Buster Posey was trying to manipulate his body to get that pitch.
Bumgarner returning after missing 3 months, 85 total days, 75 games. Dirt bike accident on an off day that occurred in Denver, Colorado, April the 20th.
Not really a good choice, and obviously you have to deal with that and move on.
First time in his career that he was on the DL. Broken bat, grounder, foul, and the bat splinters about 8 different directions.
With the velocity sitting right around 90, if you see 87, 88, that's the 2-seam fastball. So many hitters, especially the right-handed hitters, will look inside.
The pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Margot. He's put on a pretty good battle here. And Margot fouls it off deep and far to left field. Down the line and the second deck. Margot is Wahan Myers here in the bottom of the first inning for San Diego. May have gone. They will check it first, and he did indeed. Tom Woodring rings him up. Couldn't hold up on the breaking ball that ended up in the dirt. Margot strikes out.
Yeah, the slider you can see, and I think he did go pretty hard to hold up. You're so focused on that fastball boring in on your hands.
9-pitch at bat, good lengthy at bat, but it ends badly for Margot as he strikes out. One away for Carlos Suaje.
Tony Gwynn Jr. talk about how you're going to face Madison Bumgarner. He's also has 2 doubles in his career against Madison Bumgarner. He said something interesting. Look for the center of the plate, and that's the mistake that you can't miss. If you're fouling that off, it's going to be a long night. But so many guys are so focused on, especially the right-hand hitters, that inside pitch. And you'll get so consumed with trying to handle that pitch that you'll end up fouling balls off. It's really hard to keep fair. But if you center that middle of the plate, then those pitches that are elevated in the strike zone, you can capitalize on.
No 2 pitch. And that'll miss high. Mentioned that Bumgarner individually on the year is 0-3. The Giants as a team are 0-4 when Bumgarner had pitched this year. And largely because of the lack of runs that he gets. A total of just 5 runs in those 4 starts. And keep in mind, 2 of those runs were supplied by himself.
Yeah, with the swinging of the bat.
2 home runs against Zach Greinke on opening day.
Because he can swing the bat and he can help himself. But think about where he is mentally, even with those 2 runs going out there for the bottom of the first.
Got a little support tonight right out of the gate. This one fouled back. 30th time in his career that he has faced the Padres. 29th start, 30 appearances. Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak against San Diego dating back to last year. Fouled back, and it hangs at 2-2.
You know, I think, Don, too, and you think of Madison Bumgarner and the presence, what he's done in the World Series, building up that resume. I think he has an intimidation factor that he tries to get that edge against the opposition. You have to match that and get into that challenge. I think for the Padres, watch how their bats are, not only their first at bats, but their second, and how they make those adjustments.
In there for strike 3 is Wahei Newitt. Takes with him the 2nd strikeout for Bumgarner of the night. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Think about facing a Madison Bumgarner and what you have to look for. Has a lot to do with that cutting action of the fastball. You see the release point, that low 3/4, and bores in on you with that fastball. He loves working at the top of the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes. Again, has that presence on the mound.
2 down for Will Myers, swinging away at the first pitch. He'll pop it up. Bumgarner coming in, and he's calling for it, and he's not going to catch it. Posey couldn't find it as he looked up into the sky. Bumgarner came in and started calling people off, and then he cannot make the catch.
Well, obviously Buster Posey's ball, but when you don't see it and you're asking for another ball from Jim Reynolds, and that's when it gets really scary. You don't want your pitcher in a situation where he's catching those pop-ups.
So another chance here for Myers. And a strike over the outside corner has Will down 0-2. "16 homers, 42 runs batted in. Batting 3rd again tonight, 2nd straight night. Bumgarner struck out Margot and Azuaje to start this 1st inning.
You see how he attacks and the pitch usage against left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters. Right-handers, a lot of cutters, 31%.
On the outside corner for strike 3. Bumgarner strikes out the side, and his return gets Margot, Azuaje, and rings up Myers, all down by way of the K in the 1st inning. The Giants lead it 2-0. Brought to you by Arco. Last 6 starts for Jhoulys Chacín. 4-1 against the Giants with a 1.60 earned run average. 39 in the 3rd innings. The Giants hitting at just 145 against him. It's been impressive, but tonight so far the Giants with 2 quick runs in the 1st inning. Here we go in inning number 2. And Gorkys Hernandez leading it off here for San Francisco.
Yeah, 21-minute first half of the 1st inning. So that tells me he's got to pick up the pace, because that makes it uncomfortable for the hitters.
Bunt bid, and it did look like he punched at it. It is a strike, and it's 0-2. Hernandez tried to drop it down and take off at the same time, grabbing the attention of Pirela, and they may try to take advantage of Pirela down there at 3rd base time to time.
Well, that's what maximizes Jhoulys Chacín. Can handle his position, get off the mound, accurate thrower, a very good athlete.
Giants are aware Pirela making his first career start at 3rd base.
Now they're definitely going to try to get in the head of Jose Pirela. Why wouldn't you? Making your first career start, the big leagues.
Hasn't been tested down there yet. To right field, Jabari Blash headed over and will make the catch on the sinking liner. Well, Madison Bumgarner coming up, and we mentioned Bumgarner hitting not 1 but 2 home runs on opening day in Arizona at Chase Field. One was off Greinke, the other one off Chafin. Quite a start to the season for Bumgarner.
Well, he definitely has intent when he's swinging the bat, and you got to be very cautious of that elevated fastball. Absolutely loves it. He uses a huge bat.
Pitches angry, he hits angry.
And I'm saying he's probably strong. What do you think?
I think so. Now batting here with 1 down, bases empty for the Giants. 2 for 7 on the year, so the 2 hits are the 2 home runs you just saw.
Now, it's not a situation, too. Bruce Bochy understands he can help himself, and so much so that he even DH'd him in an American League game. And that tells you he's a difference maker, and he has intent, and he has the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
What does that tell you if you are a bench player on the Giants?
Yeah,
though?
it's not good.
No.
It means you got to get to the cages a little bit more. Hey, Skip, what do you think? Think I can get a start over the starting pitcher?
Well, we've seen Jhoulys Chacín have some pinch hitting appearances for the Padres. He's a good hitter.
Well, that's a difference. If you're pinch hitting, that's okay. If you're
DH,
not so much.
2-2 is popped up. Right side of the infield. Myers calling. And will put away out number 2. Bumgarner retired. So 2 away in the 2nd inning. It'll be interesting to see if Jhoulys Chacín can calm down after a lengthy 1st inning, giving up those 2 runs quickly. If he can kind of settle into this outing now.
Yeah, and he seems like he's picked up the pace a little bit in between pitches. I think that's important for him. When things aren't going right, you're not putting guys away. You will slow yourself down, but he's got to be very economical moving forward.
Well, Chacín has 2 quick outs here in the 2nd inning, and it's back up top as the order flips over, and Denard Span getting his 2nd look. Yeah, Jhoulys Chacín in this game. Span lined out to the 2nd baseman Carlos Wahe in the 1st inning. So 0 for 1 on the night. There's strike 1 from Chacín. .133 average for Span this year against the Padres in the season series. These 2 teams will meet again next weekend as the Padres first will head to Colorado after the finale of this series tomorrow for 3 games, and then take on Bruce Bochy's Giants for 4 games at AT&T Park coming up.
Yeah, so with a 5-man rotation, you would think this is going to be the matchup for the first game in San Francisco. All things equal, that's something that you have to take in consideration, but very important to establish yourself in this series. Obviously, the Padres lost the first game last night, so the importance of getting a victory here.
Remarkably, the Padres have not been to San Francisco since April.
I love that city too.
Oh, it's great.
Don't you?
I love the city, love the ballpark. 1-2 pitch, and Span. Did he go? No. We'll check with Bill Welke, the crew chief and third base umpire.
That's a good atmosphere. Obviously, you know that you're going to get a fan presence. See if Span goes. Pretty close. Really a three-part swing. You see him sitting down, then he has that front foot that he sets early. And he tries to slash at the ball, manipulating it all over the field.
Was after the 2-2 and lines it down the right field line to the right field corner. Headed for second base as Blash will dig it out. But it's a 2-out double for Denard Span, who stands at second base here in the second inning for the Giants.
I could see with 2 strikes really emphasizing getting that foot down early, just trying to read the spin of the breaking ball. Sits over the middle of the plate. See him just drilling that into right field.
So 2 down, Span at second, and Eduardo Nunez coming up. Walked and scored in the first inning, part of a 2-run first inning for San Francisco. Strike one. Chacin starting off ahead. Sun setting off to the left here at Petco Park, and probably Jabari Blash in the sunlight now in the outfield right now for the Padres. Drops down over the upper deck here off to our left. Nunez, who has played all over Bruce Bochy. Wild hack at that pitch, and down 0-2.
Yeah, that's the best fastball of the night. 2-seam action, but pitching in. I've seen him on the glove side, but now on that arm side, off the plate, but an awkward swing by Nunez. Oh my.
0-2 pitch. And a chopper down the third base. That's a fair ball. Pirela will bobble it and have no play. He was very deeply situated at third base. By the time he collected, it's going to be a very long throw, and he bobbles it. No throw anywhere, and it's going to be a base hit for Nunez.
Now the challenge is when you have your first start, not only fielding the ball, but how much time you have at third base. It's a reactionary play, set up perfectly, but just knocks it out of his glove and then doesn't have a play.
So all this coming with 2 down after Chacin got Hernandez and Bumgarner. Double by Span, the infield hit by Nunez. First and third with 2 outs, and now you got to deal with Brandon Belt. Back into that first pitch. With a swing and a foul, so it's 0-2.
Yeah, so important to be able to pitch at the top of the strike zone, pitching above his barrel. You have to be able to elevate, and you can see out of the strike zone.
Usually a pretty selective hitter. Belt has 52 walks, ranks 8th most in the National League in that category. Toward first, and more of a soft toss than anything else, and Nunez back to the bag, and a few of those by Chacin. Kind of a show-me look to first base.
With 2 strikes, you know they're going to set him in motion. Nunez, known for that guy that has that speed. They go to the slider away.
Chacin's next pitch will be his 55th of his outing, inning in 2/3 deep.
And what that tells me is they're going to have to script it. You think about 100 pitches, right around there is where Chacin typically works.
Evens up now at 2-2. Two 2-0 Giants lead, but threatening with 2 outs here in the second inning.
I remember he went that outside curveball last time. Looks like he's going fastball here.
Full count now, so the runner at first and Eduardo Nunez can get a start.
I punched him out the first time with that backdoor breaking ball, and then the presence in the on-deck circle.
Buster Posey waiting on deck. There's Span at third. Nunez at first with 2 outs here in the Giants' second inning. And Belt will take ball 4 and head on down to first base. Back-to-back fastballs and neither were close. 3 walks now allowed by Chacin, and the bases are filled with Giants. And Balsley on the phone. Looks like you're going to have action in the Padres pen.
Now, to me, it hasn't been the situation of getting head hitters. It's been putting them away. Very difficult time tonight, early in this ball game for Chacin.
Buster Posey, single in the first inning, came around to score the Giants' second run. 429 in the season series against the Padres this year, and that's included 2 home runs and 1 last night. Fly ball to left field. Caesar back to the track. Will make the catch in front of the wall. Posey made a bid for a grand slam, but instead he's out number 3 as Chacin gets out of the inning unscathed. The Giants will leave them loaded. San Francisco on top 2-0.
Not where we're seeing ourselves being this time of year, but at the same time, all we can worry about now is winning on that given day. So you can't live in the past, can't get too far ahead of yourself, and it's the same attitude you have if you're winning.
Well, that was Madison Bumgarner on the struggles the team has faced this year, and I talked to Bruce Bochy, the Giants manager, and he agrees. He said that the approach shouldn't change whether they're winning or losing, but he did say something that might change is the trade deadline. So he's alluding to some movements here, guys. But he obviously thinks that they want to continue their winning ways from this past decade, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Michelle. Yeah, it is going to be a strange time here for the Giants coming up, and what moves they're going to make at this stage of the season. Giants beginning the day 27 games back of the Dodgers in the NL West, and A lot of guys who have kind of aged here a little bit on them kind of quickly, and it is an older ball club right now.
Yeah, and they really look older now because of the way they have played. Obviously in 5th place in the division, the high expectations.
Back to the mound, and Bumgarner will throw to first base. Nice athletic play. Had to leap a little bit there at the base of the hill, and he throws out Pirello for the first out here in the 2nd inning. We talked about the Giants last year, the All-Star break with the most wins in Major League Baseball. And you take a look at the standings. July the 15th of last year, they had a 6.5 game lead over the Dodgers at this point. And as it is now, 27 games back of the Dodgers at this point.
Well, you think about last year and all the troubles they had losing those games late. And that crushed Bruce Bochy and their staff and what direction they could go. Mark Melanson is one of those free agents they picked up, and he blows his first save in Arizona. And obviously he's been on the disabled list a couple times.
Sky high pop up back at second base. Shortstop Brandon Crawford wait for it to come down. It does. And he puts it away. Jabari Blash is out number 2 of the 2nd inning. We talked about it last night. It all kind of started right here. The second half of last year after the All-Star break, the Giants come here to Petco Park, and the Padres swept them and began a lengthy road trip, which they really had a tough time on.
Well, you talk to a lot of people in their organization, and they're dumbfounded. They can't believe it, because if you look at it from the outside, the talent on this roster, it's not matching their record. Obviously, losing Madison Bumgarner has a lot to do with it, but there's still talent on that roster.
2 down for Eric Ibar.
I think they're, as you said, a good point of maybe they're aging a little bit, but also setting the bar, that high expectation of what the San Francisco Giants organization expects from their club.
Ibar grounds one to short, and Crawford stepped to his left, takes care of his counterpart, Eric Ibar. 1-2-3 second for Bumgarner. He looks very good. 2-0 Giants.
And Jolie Chacin not being able to field his position, known for being very athletic in that position, but 15 pitches later the Giants capitalizes with 2 outs. You see Hunter Pence getting the big 2-out RBI single, and that was the difference in this game, not being able to field your position, and a lot of pitches. 58 coming into this inning.
Brandon Crawford, Hunter Pence, and Joe Panik scheduled to bat here in the inning. 5, 6, and 7 for San Francisco. And a strike picks up that outside corner on Crawford. Worked a base on balls as part of that 2-run first inning, and Chacin did walk 2 in the first. One of them scored. He's walked 3 batters through the first 2 innings. Well, part of that high pitch count here. And again, this is pitch number 60 of his outing. Grounded down third baseline. It's fair ball. It'll head towards the corner. Caesar going to dig it out. Crawford headed to second. The throw is going to get away. Myers will back it up. A double for Brandon Crawford starts this top of the third inning.
Well, Crawford with the two-seamer just goes with the pitch, hitting it where it is pitched, the location on the outside part of the plate, and right past Pirela. Seems like everything's working well for the Giants tonight.
They are already 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. And brings up Hunter Pence with Crawford in scoring position at second base. Pence with that big 2-out, 2-run single in the first inning you just saw. RBIs 36 and 37 for the Giants right fielder. Hitting a .302 on the year with runners in scoring position, and badly fooled on that breaking ball. 0-2.
Well, after the first inning of Madison Bumgarner striking out the side, you know you have to manage this game differently. You see Chacin working back-to-back sliders. I think Andy Green's going to take that in consideration. Madison Bumgarner, yes, he came off the disabled list, but he looks very comfortable on the mound.
It doesn't look like a guy who's missed the last 78 days.
Yeah, and you look at fastball command, and you wonder if this game gets away from them too much, how they're going to script that.
Beautiful night tonight in San Diego. Middle game of the 3-game series between the Giants and the Padres, and a 2-0 Giants lead is at bat here in the third inning. Spectacular venue here at Petco Park in San Diego.
I mean, how can you not love that?
A great crowd on hand here tonight. Swing and a miss, and Pence strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Chacin. Needed that. First out here, the third inning.
This is back-to-back innings where he's starting to pitch in just a little bit more. You see that two-seam fastball. Perfect location. See the swing over the barrel of the bat of Hunter Pence.
So 1 out, Crawford at second base, and Joe Panic coming up. Turned in a pretty good at bat, but grounded out to shortstop back in the first inning. Crawford doing some dancing out there at second base. There's a grounder under the glove of Chacin. Here comes Ibar from short. Throw is in time. Nice play by Eric Ibar, having to range a long way from shortstop to the right side of second base to make that play.
Yeah, not typically you have a shortstop that can go over on that side of the base. But the awareness of the veteran shortstop going to get it, but also being able to accurately throw a strike to Will Myers. What a play by the shortstop.
So 2 down. Crawford 90 feet away now at third base. Marquis Hernandez lined out to right field first time up and takes a hack for strike 1.
It's so important for those two-seam fastballs to get on top of that pitch, and that one right there had that bottom action. When you get side to side as a sinker ball, it flattens out, easier for hitters to make those adjustments. Oh.
Trying to pick up that outside corner, but apparently a tad outside on the slider.
I thought this caught the corner.
Or not. Wow. Pretty good pitch. Popped up. Ibar drifting back to the short lawn in left field, and the Padres shortstop makes the catch. Well, the Giants leave a runner at third base for the second straight inning. 2-0 San Francisco. Can the Dodgers continuing their winning ways? How about a cycle for Cody Bellinger? This is the triple that gets it done just out of the reach of Giancarlo Stanton. And Bellinger motors his way around to third base. 7-0 Dodgers lead in the 7th inning. And Miami, the hands of the Marlins, and Bellinger's resume continues to grow.
Oh, he's been incredible for Los Angeles Dodgers. I thought he was going to come up for a couple weeks, spell Adrian Gonzalez. Well, that's been a difference maker for that club.
After Sanchez, the former Giant, broke his bat on that grounder foul.
Not the greatest route by Giancarlo Stanton on that triple as well.
Sanchez, the late addition to the Padres lineup. Austin Hedges dinged up last night on a foul tip off his mask. Out of the lineup tonight. Listed as day-to-day currently by the Padres. Bumgarner looking very good through the first 2 innings. Struck out the side in the first. There's a bloop that'll send the shortstop Crawford back to make the catch. Now it's time for Rocket Arms, brought to you by Quicken Loans. ERA since 2010. Kershaw 2.18, Sale at 2.97, and then Madison Bumgarner even 3 with his teammate Cueto at 3 as well. Felix Hernandez just over 3. And get the word last night after the game, Johnny Cueto left after 82 pitches in just the 4 innings. Weren't sure last night with Bruce Bochy going to the bullpen, but apparently blisters a big part of the reason he left last night's game.
Yeah, Johnny Cueto to me didn't look comfortable last night. Obviously we know why with those blisters. It felt like he had all kinds of cuts on his hand after the game.
Seeing more of that across Major League Baseball, and some people wonder about the baseball right now, and is it different this year?
Yeah, they're saying the seams are different, and that might be the effect. They're still trying to figure that out. More cases of the blisters, so that tells me they're going to have to do something to figure that out. Rich Hill is one of those guys that consistently has been on the disabled list because of the blister problems.
So much talk about the baseball being different in the first half in regards to the offensive numbers and home runs being up across Major League Baseball. Now starting to shift to pitchers' hands and the blisters.
Yeah, that's going to be something that's going to be debated, written about, talked about, as we're doing right now.
Caesar hanging tough here, down 1-2. Fouling off some good Madison Bumgarner pitches. Closed captioning is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Caesar getting the start in left field tonight for San Diego. To left field. Hernandez going back at the wall. That is going to be gone. Caesar with a home run, his 3rd of the year, and it cuts the Giants lead in half. It's down 2-1 San Francisco. Good at bat for Matt Caesar. Fouled off some and then homers.
Yeah, Madison Bumgarner shook off to get to that breaking ball. Good for Matt Caesar. Hasn't had a lot of starts of late, but getting this one against Madison Bumgarner, that has to pick up his spirits. Really known for his success against left-handers. Asked Matt about the All-Star break as you think about what he's gone through, going from another club, coming over to a new situation. He said, you know what, I needed it. Mentally, I just needed to get away, and it's so important to do that.
Chacin grounds one to the backhand at short of Crawford. Oh, will get there in time for out number 2.
Like I said, he shook off to go to the breaking ball, and he works underneath that. And Caesar squares this up. His compact swing. The reaction of Mad Bum.
Is Matt. 2 down, bases empty, and Manuel Margot coming up. Second time through now for Bumgarner. Yeah, with the Cubs, not a lot of playing time and not having a chance to play on a regular basis. I think he thought he would have more of a regular job here with the Padres when he first arrived, and that's not been the case. A lot of pinch hitting roles.
And they haven't really faced a lot of left-handed starters. I think that comes in the equation. Also, see the numbers slipping down a little bit. But I think the importance in people knowing that when you go through a trade, just emotionally what it takes to come in and fit in, try to mesh with your teammates.
Popped up foul that will reach the seats.
We've heard nothing but great things about Matt and what he has been in the locker room. Being able to prepare himself, having those communications, not meaning he's a bad guy. It's just it's a challenge when you get traded for the first time. You almost expect yourself to be in that organization for the rest of your time, and Matt Caesar understood that 4-day break really was needed.
Bumgarner falling behind Margot here, 3-1. So he'll strike out Margot in the first inning. And a foul off to the right, out of play. Full count now. Well, this is why waiting on deck for the Padres as they bat here with 2 down in the 3rd inning.
Got Manny in his first at bat with that slider.
Swing and a miss, strikes him out this time, and it is 2 strikeouts for Margot in the night. Home run for Matt Caesar gets the Padres on the board in the 3rd. Giants have a 2-1 lead at the end of 3 from San Diego.
Giants lead at 2-1. Well, guys, there is a new addition to the Padres family, a little girl. Kirby Yates and his wife Ashley had their daughter Oakley Malia yesterday. Yates tweeted, "Both mom and baby are doing great." So congratulations to their family, and Yates should be back with the team in a couple of days. Mark and Don.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. Congratulations to Kirby and family.
Congratulations, and good to hear that they are all doing well.
1 down here in the 4th inning, and it brings up Denard Span.
And Kirby's going to have a different purpose when he comes back to be able to pitch in the big leagues, but also it's the best feeling in the world.
Changes some things, though.
Oh, it sure does. You know, it's interesting. I had one of my friends that said, he said, when you have your own child, things that were in black and white become color, and it really put things in perspective. It's such a great phrase, and always remember that.
One down here in the 4th inning. Denard Span getting his 3rd look already at Jhoulys Chacín. I think it's great that Major League Baseball now has the paternity leave as well for players who have the chance to go for the birth of their children for years in Major League Baseball. This is in the air to right field, and Blash coming in. He'll make the catch 2 down. For years, you would just miss those events.
Yeah, and I don't think that's an event that you want to miss.
No,
you can't replace it. And you're right. It's such a good rule that Major League Baseball has implemented. And listen, it's on their own terms, because you got to remember, this is a game that you're playing, and it's so important of that major event. So congratulations to the Yates.
2 down, 5 in a row. Retired now by Chacín, trying to settle in here in the middle innings. His team has gotten a run back, and it's a 1-run game, and Eduardo Nunez will take a strike. 72 pitches for Chacín. First pitch strikes to 11 straight batters. And really, the first pitch strikes have not been a problem for him. 16 of 20 overall. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's been the finish pitch for me. And for Chacín, a different purpose now. He's working on top. He's also setting a different pace.
Swing and a miss, and a good inning for Chacín, his best of the game. Strikes out Nunez. 6-pitch inning, 2-1 Giants. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. Chris Sale pitching for the Red Sox today, and going 7 2/3 shutout innings. He struck out 13 Yankees, but in a long ball game. Yankees have a 4-1 lead right now in the 16th inning, while the Dodgers 27 the last 31 games, going from 2 games back to an 8.5 game lead in the West. And Sonny Gray last night 6 shutout innings against a very good Cleveland offense. Last 4 starts he's gone 3-1, and a lot of talk about where Sonny Gray is headed from the Oakland A's at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of scouts were in attendance watching Sonny Gray and the health as Tony Gwynn Jr. joins us.
Hello, fellas.
How are you, Tony?
Fantastic.
Well, you had the Los Angeles Dodgers today in our pregame. You talked about the success and what that storyline is for the second half.
Yeah, I think with that ball club, there's so many positives with that club. I mean, whether it's Cody Bellinger, whether it's Justin Turner having a career year minus the 20 games he's missed, whether it's Clayton Kershaw shooting for 25 wins. We haven't seen that since Bob Welch. They just have so many things going, and that's not even – nobody's really talking about Yasiel Puig either. I mean, he's having his best full season as a Dodger since he's been there. He's second on the team in homers, second on the team in RBIs.
Down the left field line, and it is a foul ball off the bat of his Wahe.
And you think about that too, what Dave Roberts, the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, has done with Yasiel Puig's situation. He has manipulated and handled that situation, I think, in a remarkable way. You think about going down to the minor leagues, but coming back, having conversations, and setting a tone for Yasiel Puig, because he had to grow up.
He did, and I think that's where the value of Dave Roberts really shows at its most, because Yasiel, he just was lost, I think, as a professional. And when Dave Roberts comes in, he kind of shows him the respect, but also is requiring that respect back from him. So, and to Yasiel's credit, he's answered. He's answered the bell he's answered the expectation that Dave Roberts has set on him. And I think they've been able to progress. He's been able to progress as a ball player because of it.
Seems like they dropped him down in the order as well, taking some pressure off, hitting 7th, 8th in the order. He's not expected to kind of be the guy in the middle of the order.
Well, when you have a Justin Turner performing the way he has, we didn't even mention Seager over at shortstop, it kind of does alleviate that pressure. Obviously, Bellinger's playing well too, so he can kind of just fall into the fold down at the bottom of the lineup, and to go along with that depth that comes off the bench when they do have a left-hander or a right-hander and they want to start a different guy. It's just their depth, that to me, is what separates them from every other team.
And you think about the Dodgers too, they've capitalized on a weaker part of their schedule at a perfect time. And obviously over 60 wins, they continue to play inspired baseball. But it's a talented roster, as you touched on, Tony. I think Dave Roberts has stabilized themselves. Obviously manager of the year last year, but how he's handled that roster and the injuries in that pitching staff, especially the starters.
The first walk allowed here by Bumgarner opens up the bottom of the 4th inning. Carlos Wahe. I guess the question is, are the Dodgers the best team in baseball? And match up against the Houston Astros, 1-2 in a lot of categories.
I think you say they are the best in baseball because they have the best starting pitcher in the game of baseball. That's the sets the tone, and it's a difference maker for me. He has an opportunity to win over 20, maybe even 25 games this year if he continues on his hot streak.
I think that you're absolutely right, Mark. That's what separates them is the starting pitching. And it's not, they have about 7 starters that they can go to at any given time should somebody go down. Have you seen different guys go down during the course of the year, and they haven't missed a beat?
And the Astros do not have that kind of depth in starting pitching. They'll be looking for it. Of course, they need a healthy Dallas Keuchel back is a big thing right now.
Such a huge point. Now, Dallas Keuchel, obviously a Cy Young Award winner a couple years ago, but also his health and his neck issues that he continues to go through. This is a team that is built on offense, but you know full well when you get to that tough stretch at the end of the year, you need a starting rotation you can rely on. With those short series, you know it's set up perfectly. You need 3 starters that you know can go to the post and do well and expect to win.
And that is the game changer right there. Is once you get into the playoffs in those short series, you're only going to see a 1, 2, or 3 every single night in the playoffs.
There's out ahead of this, fouls it off down the left field line again.
So when you get into the postseason, that depth at that starting rotation spot on the team really is highlighted and magnified, because if you don't have guys in that 1, 2, 3 spot that are consistent enough to go out and throw zeros up, it becomes tougher.
I think the separation, when you think of what's going on, a 16.5 game lead for the Astros, that's pretty substantial, because you can sustain a certain amount of that in the regular season, but they have to fortify that starting rotation. It's even been in spring training when they talked about it. Now it's magnified because they have a lot of guys on the disabled list that they need back.
All about their start. What an incredible start it was. Good job by A.J. Hinch with the Astros. Swing and a miss as Myers strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. 5 strikeouts now for Bumgarner. 1 down here in the 4th inning.
Well, gets 2 strikes and he's going to that slider. This one he finishes, gets on top. Remember, Matt Caesar hit that breaking ball out of the ballpark, but the location down in the dirt.
1 out, 1 on. Jose Perella coming up. His second look at Bumgarner tonight. Pirela grounded back to the mound in the second inning. 0 for 1.
Well, Tony, I wanted to get your take on this because in the pregame show we talked about the at-bats and the success you've had against Madison Bumgarner. Obviously a left-handed hitter. What's the difference between in how you attack a Madison Bumgarner?
For me, in my opinion, I felt like being left-handed was my advantage against this particular left-hander because as you watch Madison pitch, he doesn't pitch to the glove side or the arm side all that often. He's usually away. And for me, that was my cup of tea. I wanted the ball away. I wanted to be able to hit the ball away. So I could just eliminate the ball in. And as long as I didn't expand the zone up or away off the plate, I was fine. And I would get he's going to give you one or two pitches in and at bat to do something with. Now, the angles can become troublesome at time, and I think that's where you see some guys struggle is because the angle it's difficult. He shapes that slider differently sometimes. Sometimes it's an actual slider, sometimes it's a cutter, and you just have to be able to recognize those.
Blash will line this down the left field line foul.
Well, most managers will insert a lot of right-handed hitters, and I think that's just feeding into his strength. Why? Because a lot of hitters don't want to get beat. They don't want to get beat by a fastball, and they don't want to get beat in. So if a pitcher can set your sights inside, they've already won that battle because it just quickens you up a little bit as a hitter, and that's not a good thing. Exposes you to a lot of off-speed pitches, especially late in the counts.
Very good point. I think he does such a good job on that arm side, meaning into a right-hander, that you just naturally become subconscious of the ball in. Next thing you know, as a right-handed hitter, that front shoulder's already flying out. Even on your takes, at that point, you know he's already got you beat.
Down on the count, 1-2.
Sorry, Don. That's the combination right there. You see that short little slider. He'll give you that look, but he already exposed him to that fastball, bought himself a strike. And Jabari hit it hard, but it was foul. To Madison Bumgarner, that feeds his ego in a sense because he knows he can live in there and he can give you a different look.
Very well said. He's just going to keep trying to go further and further in, and that's exactly what you saw on the last foul ball from Jabari. He just tried to go a little bit further in. Now he shows him out over the plate just so that he can set up that pitch in again.
And Buster Posey's asking for it down.
Carlos Wahab walked to begin the inning, but he's still at first base here with now 2 down. And Blash hits a fly ball to center field very well. Span going back at the wall, and that ball is gone. Jabari Blash with a 2-run home run puts the Padres on top 3-2. One swing of the bat. Blash has his second home run this year in the big leagues. And the Padres have a 3-2 lead against Madison Bumgarner.
Well, Jabari Blash has made the proper adjustments, and why I say that, because this is exactly what Matt Cesar got. You could see the breaking ball, and it's that lazy breaking ball. It just pounds this baseball to the big part. Madison Bumgarner gave him a little bit of a peek after that reaction of the home run. That should get interesting later on.
Now Eric Ibar will line this into center field. Span coming in to make the sliding catch. Span able to make the grab out there in center field that ends the inning, but a 2-run shot for Jabari Blash has given the Padres a 3-2 lead. For Blash, his second of the year. Pretty good feeling right there for Jabari. shot by Jabari Blash on Madison Bumgarner.
See, he gets the hanging breaking ball. Talked about not missing the mistakes, and he knew he got it. Hits this ball out to dead center. Now check out Madison Bumgarner with the long stare. Might get interesting. We've seen this story before from Madison Bumgarner. He does not like guys admiring their shots, so to speak.
And I don't mind it because he absolutely crushed that baseball. But you think about it, the lack of success against the Padres, especially in his last 4 starts.
Brandon Belt leading it off here in the 5th inning. New look game now. Padres and Jhoulys Chacín have a 3-2 lead. And this is a classic example of a veteran pitching his way through some early troubles and settling in and giving his team a chance to stay in the game, and they now have the lead, and so does he, trying to get through the 5th.
And Chacín's starting to get that little swagger on the mound. He's working quicker, but also has had a good feel for his breaking stuff.
He's retired the last 6 Giants in a row.
This is why a good veteran pitcher is so valuable to a ball club. Is a game like this where he had to work so hard to get through those first 2 innings, and all of a sudden he settles in, he doesn't panic, he stays with his game plan, makes a few adjustments, and all of a sudden his ball club has the lead and he's pitching well again.
Comes in with a winning record individually, 8-7, 4.32 earned run average, his 19th start of the year. The opening day starter for San Diego. On the outside corner for strike 3. Belt will say something to Jim Reynolds on the way by, but that's strikeout number 4 for Jhoulys Chacín.
Well, gets 3-2 and absolutely paints a fastball. This is a 4-seam fastball on the outside part of the plate. And just the reaction of Chacín after he made that pitch. Brandon Belt doesn't like it. That was a perfect pitch.
You know, sometimes as a hitter, when you take a good pitch, in the back of your mind, you know it's a strike. You just don't want to concede that you struck out. So you give the umpire a little grief about it.
One down here for Buster Posey. Grounder down to third. Pirela will get a chance here. The throw is good, and there are 2 outs in the inning. Able to corral that grounder off the bat of Posey. So 2 down. It's time now for our fans of the game, brought to you by Fan Diego. Having a great time tonight on a Saturday night in San Diego.
Oh, Padres gear, you gotta love that, representing their hometown team. How about that view? Beautiful.
Beautiful night tonight in San Diego. Seems like we say that a lot.
We do.
It's so funny. We saw the weather report. It said 75 degrees. So what do you say to your friend?
Yeah.
75 and sunny.
75 and sunny. Pretty much every day.
The few days where we got into the high 80s, everybody's freaking out.
I know.
We're melting out here.
The sun setting off to the left. 2 down here in the 5th. 8 in a row. Retired by Jhoulys Chacín. Brandon Crawford getting his 3rd look tonight at Chacín. Walked in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd. That's behind here, 3-0. You're throwing 58 pitches through 2 innings, and far more economical in the 3rd, 4th, and so far here in the 5th. His pitch 85, and a swing and a miss. Green light there, 3-0 for Crawford, but he cannot get it.
Yeah, that top of the 1st inning, 21 minutes long, so that's a taxing inning. You see the 34 pitches, very economical for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
All 4, and he loses Crawford here with 2 down. Breaks up a string of 8 in a row. Tired by Chacín. The 4th walk he's allowed in his outing. 2nd time Crawford has walked. We'll talk about the struggles for the Giants. You look at last year compared to this year for 3 of their big players in Belt, Crawford, and Pence. Pretty big difference in 2017.
Yeah, not known for a offensive ballpark to put up numbers, but you still have to be successful. And when you have some down years offensively, it's hard to just get that chemistry going.
Especially when you consider the fact those 3 guys right there are in the middle of the lineup. So that's where all your run production is going to come from. It's going to be from guys like Posey and Crawford and Belt. Obviously, Posey's done his thing this year.
I guess the question is, as that one fouled off, it's a piece of Sanchez. Is the window, or actually got a piece of home plate umpire, and Jim Reynolds. You think the window is closing here on the Giants? I mean, I think of a team like the Philadelphia Phillies, who all of a sudden very quickly got old overnight, and all of a sudden you got Howard at first, you got Utley at second, Rollins at short, and the guys seem older. You got a very good team here in the Giants. Yeah. Is the window closing?
I don't think it's closing. This is way too talented of a roster. I think they just need to reshape, maybe tinker a little bit, and the Giants have done a nice job of that in their championship runs. I think you have a good point when it says some guys are aging, but now you're asking for some younger guys that are developed in the minor leagues to come up and rely on some of those guys. I don't think those guys have stepped up enough to make a difference and make an impact, because a lot of it has to do with energy. They are so reliant on their pitching staff. And when Madison Bumgarner goes down with injury, and you have other guys that are failing at times, you have a team that set a bar so high and they're not meeting those expectations.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because you talk about the Philly ball club, they all were aging at the same time, and they were all getting older at the same time. You look at this ball club and it's easy to go that route at first, but then when you start to look at the lineup, they have some young pieces out here that are big parts of this ball club. And so you have to kind of agree with what Mark was saying. You might need to tinker a little bit, make maybe a few changes, but this window, although it may be closed for this year, it could be wide open again next year.
Ball in the dirt, and it is a 2-2 count now to Hunter Pence with 2 outs. Brandon Crawford at first base.
You look at this roster and you try to figure out where you may retool. Maybe in the outfield. Definitely in the bullpen, you probably want to retool.
Little pop-up sending Iswahe back to the outfield grass for out number 3. Well, Chacin has gotten through 5. 3-2 Padres. Time now for the Harris game summary, and it's Madison Bumgarner's return, and he returned very strongly. in the first inning, striking out the side very impressively. But then runs into some trouble with a 2-0 lead. Matt Caesar hits a solo shot to left, and it was 2-1. And then Jabari Blash with a long 2-run home run, which gives the Padres a 3-2 advantage. Bumgarner back out there here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And dealing with the bottom third of the Padres order. Victor Sanchez, Matt Caesar, and Chacin scheduled. Here's a liner foul.
Yeah, you're wondering if that position comes up with Chacin and it's in runners in scoring position. Will he make that move? Remember, 92 pitches on the night. So that's right around that area. Or will they extend him? See Chacin, he wants to help himself.
Bloop to shallow left center. Hernandez got a late break, but he comes in and has time to recover and makes the catch on Sanchez for the first out here at the bottom of the 5th inning. So 1 down. That'll bring up Matt Caesar.
I was asking Matt Caesar before the game. I said, do you only do a forearm workout when, during the season? Is that the only thing you do? And he said it was genetics. So his dad had huge forearms as well. Doesn't necessarily work on him. He works on them just about as everybody else. But you guys, for those who've seen him up close in person, his forearms are gigantic.
Yeah, he looks like a bulldog.
Right.
Well, that just had to feel so good for him on his first plate appearance, taking Massa Bumgarner deep.
Popped up foul off to the right, and it's 2-1. The home run for Caesar, his 3rd of the year. And his first home run as a Padre in the first pitch he saw May 12th at Chicago against the White Sox. Here's a bunt bid and a good one down the 3rd baseline, and Caesar's got himself a bunt single. Took a look, saw Nunez deep at 3rd, and he just drops it down the 3rd baseline.
See a great piece of bunting right here. I mean, on a changeup, that makes this bunt even more difficult because as a bunter, you have a tendency to try to get out of the box, but you see the perfect technique. He sets his bat angle, and the most important part about it is he doesn't try to get out of the box too soon. It's about placement as opposed to getting out. He's upstanding with no throw.
Chacin still in the game. Will bloop one to shallow center, and that's going to be caught. Brandon Crawford over the shoulder with his back to the plate makes the catch out there in shallow center field. That's some kind of play by Brandon Crawford.
He just does things so easy. Has a certain sense of the game. Obviously, when it's hit to him on the ground, you're out, but you can see pop-ups don't give him problems at all. To me, he's my favorite shortstop to watch in the game because he has that certain calmness about him. As the game slows down. Think about Ozzie Smith, Omar Vizquel. Those guys have the ability to slow the game down. Brandon Crawford has that same trait.
2 down. Matt Caesar at first, and Manuel Margot in on the right side. And a grounder to 3rd, picked by Nunez. Slings it across for out number 3. Through 5, Padres have a 3-2 lead.
presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Jerome's Furniture, proud sponsor of the best seats in the house. By Saquon, play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by Buick. Padres have a 3-2 lead as we move to the 6th inning at Petco Park in San Diego. Paul Navarro, the trainer for the Padres, had come out to check on home plate umpire Jim Reynolds, who had taken a foul tip earlier. He and Hector Sanchez both were kind of roughed up last inning, and the crew chief Bill Welke called out the Padres trainer to check on Jim Reynolds. Seems to be okay. Stays in the game here, and they move along to the 6th inning. Jhoulys Chacín, 92 pitches deep into his outing. Out there to start the 6th with Joe Panik standing in. Back 0 for 2. He's done the same thing twice. That's ground out to Padres shortstop Eric Ibar, both times up to the task. As this inning begins, there is action in the Padres pen. Ryan Buchter first up for San Diego. Drive to right field. Towards the corner, and that ball's gone. Home run for Joe Panik, his 6th of the year. And the game tied just like that, 3-3.
Just had that feeling that you wanted Chacín to just battle his way through this inning. Gets a 2-0 count, and it's an elevated fastball. Joe Panik knew it was gone right off the bat. So did Chacín.
Now Gorgis Hernandez showing bunt, pulling it back, and taking ball 1. So the Giants tie it up here. Leadoff home run by Joe Panik. Did he go? No, he did not, says Tom Woodring, first base umpire. 2-0. On the ground, back to Chacín. Fields and throws for out number 1 here, the 6th inning. Chacín still not pleased with allowing the home run to Joe Panik to begin the inning. 1 down.
When you think about that pitch count, 98 pitches. He's only gone past the century mark 4 times this season.
This is start number 19 for Jhoulys Chacín, and here's Madison Bumgarner. Came into this inning trailing by a run, but leadoff home run by Panik. His teammate has tied this game for Bumgarner. Even hundo right now for Chacín. On the ground to third, Perella played a difficult hop. And his throw low, but dug out by Myers on the other side. 2 down.
MLB.TV every night, every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
So 2 down, and Denard Span coming up here, top of the Giants order. 4th time that he has faced Jhoulys Chacín in this game. He's lined out to second, double to right, and last time up, flied out to right field. Fly ball to shallow right center. Azwahe way out, and it's going to be Ibar, the shortstop. There were 4 Padres in the area, and it is Ibar who makes the catch that ends the inning. But a home run by Joe Panik
ties the game 3-3. ...2010, and we're checking out one of them tonight. Madison Bumgarner's had 100 wins since 2010, and you look at Chris Sale and Clayton Kershaw. It's pretty good lefties working in the major leagues right now.
Really good lefties. I've had the luxury of facing all three of them, and none of them were fun.
Here's a grounder up the middle with the backhand pick by Panic. Spins and fires. Able to retire as Wahe. Sharply hit. In the neighborhood of Panic, who handles out number 1 of this bottom of the 6th inning.
You think about those dominating lefties. I think a lot of in the common trait of all three of them is they are bona fide aces. There's not many in the game anymore, but those three definitely are. I think Clayton Kershaw is on a different planet. And why I say that is when he doesn't have all of his stuff, he can still dominate any lineup in the game of baseball.
1 out for Will Myers.
Not taking anything away from the other two. I think Chris Sale, and you look at that record, has a lot to do with the team that he was on, because dominating stuff, racking up strikeouts. And Madison Bumgarner, to me, one of the best postseason pitchers of all time.
Well, that's the thing. Numbers for him are ridiculous in the postseason. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Tony Gwynn Jr. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, Lord.
You got to win one game. Which of those three do you go with?
Kershaw. Going with Kershaw. It's much to what Mark said. When he doesn't have his best stuff, he can still find ways to get you out.
Brandon Crawford throws out Will Myers. 2 down.
I think another thing Clayton has done is he's kind of reinvented himself a couple different times. He came into the league as a fastball, curveball guy. Then he learned how to throw the slider, kind of lost the feel of the curveball. And now he's kind of mixed all three of them in, and he's started to toy with the changeup a little bit. And his fastball will cut sometimes it's straight, but I think he locates the ball better than the other two guys we're talking about on a consistent basis with all of his pitches.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I think everyone knows that Clayton Kershaw, to me, is the best pitcher. But if it's one game, it's the World Series, I have to go Madison Bumgarner because of what he's done already. The intensity that he brings.
Lined a fair ball down the left field line off the bat of Pirela. Headed for 2 at his second base, and he'll get there on the slide. 2-out double for Jose Pirela.
Here you see Madison Bumgarner trying to stuff this fastball, probably more of a cutter right there, and Pirela just spins on it. Gets it right inside that line. Nice piece of hitting right there. He's on second base with a double.
You know what I love about Jose Pirela? Obviously capitalizing on his opportunity, but his aggressiveness, and he's fearless Gotta love that trait.
On second base here with 2 down, Jabari Blash had a 2-run home run last time up. And he'll take ball 1. I just want to run these numbers by you real quick, Swing Dog. You're talking about Madison Bumgarner, World Series, 4-0 with a 0.25 earned run average. Is that good?
It's pretty unbelievable. I think he captivated everybody that was watching those World Series and how he could dominate, especially the Royals.
Fly ball for Blash out to center field. Denard Span will get back there. This one will stay in the yard. Span makes the catch out there in center. Blash retired. Game tied 3-3 at the end of 6.
Invented by a group of kids living at the beach who needed something to do on a hot summer day.
It's lively, it's exciting. You can be both a sports advocate or just a person who enjoys, a cold frosty beverage on the sand.
Tuesday on Inside San Diego Sports, we take you behind the scenes of the 64th annual Over the Line World Championship on Fiesta Island. Tune in to this San Diego tradition Tuesday after Padres Live.
As we move along here to the top of the 7th inning, pitching change, and the pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford as Phil Maton comes into the game.
Phil Maton worked a third of an inning last night. A lot of pitchers used last night, especially after that All-Star break.
It is a double switch. So Corey Spangenberg comes into the game at third base, takes over for Perella at third, and Spangenberg now bats 9th in the Padres order. Pitcher spot will be 4th where Perella was.
Well done, a tip of the cap to Jhoulys Chacín, because obviously did not have his stuff first couple innings. Didn't help himself defensively, but did right the ship. Looked very comfortable moving forward, other than that Joe Panik home run. Very successful start.
And a stretch in the middle innings where he retired 8 in a row. And after throwing 58 pitches in the first 2 innings, really minimized his pitch count the rest of the way and was able to hang around through 6.
Such a great trait is to have when you don't have your finishing stuff. You can still manipulate a lineup that's swinging the bats well. He's had its share of luck in the last couple of games. But Jhoulys Chacín looked comfortable, and in that middle of the start looked like he got a better feel for his breaking ball.
Nunez leading it off here in the 7th. Belt, then Posey. 2, 3, and 4 for the Giants, featured here in the visiting half of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, and Nunez, frustrated with himself, strikes out. Maton strikes out the first Giant that he faces coming into the game.
Back-to-back plate appearances. Nunez goes down with the K, and he's frustrated himself. What a really good slider by Maton. Known for that fastball elevated at the strike zone. Got a pitch to the bottom as well.
Now one down here in the 7th inning brings up Brandon Belt. The poise of Phil Maton has impressed me so far in the early stages of his major league career.
Yeah, the heartbeat, the slow heartbeat that you have as a trait. I think that's the reason why Andy Green is implemented into some tougher situations. Think about where they are in this order. It really speaks volumes of what Phil Maton has done.
And Ryan Buchter up there last inning. Just seen after he'd given up the home run, but Buchter sitting back down again. Maton first out of the pen tonight, working here in the 7th inning. Padres shifting on Brandon Belt, as they always do on the right side of the infield. Spangenberg moving from third to the right side of the infield. Only Eric Ibar on the left side. Maton did not allow a run in his first 10 appearances. Last 5 outings, he's given up some runs. Still limiting opponents to a .229 average since coming up with the big leagues.
And he's had a hiccup before the All-Star break, and coming out of the break, having that success is pretty important. Touched on it a little bit last night, just the feeling that you belong. You know, he has that presence on the mound that you look for, but also believing in yourself and believing in tough situations you can still maintain the same stuff you did in the minor leagues at this level.
Payoff pitch, and it's grounded hard into the seats. The day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. All you got to do is enter promo code Padres5. One out, full count here to Brandon Belt, with Buster Posey waiting on deck. Tie game here in the 7th inning. In the dirt, and that is ball 4. Belt will head down to first base. Second time he has walked in this game tonight. A 1-out walk allowed by Phil Maton. Brings up Buster Posey. The always dangerous Buster Posey was singled back in the first inning. Came around to score the second Giants run. Flat out to the warning track in left field in the second inning. And then grounded out to third base in the 5th. Fourth plate appearance. First time that he's faced Maton in this game. Strike 1. Relying on Chassin tonight. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Walked 4, struck out 4, ended up throwing 102 pitches. There's Darren Balsley on the phone again to the pen. Looks like the action may be double-barreled out there right now. Kind of twilight right now in San Diego. Sun has set. Padres and Giants playing early evening baseball tonight.
Kind of like these early starts.
I do indeed.
Got a different feel to it. Obviously, it has some different dynamics that we touched on earlier with the shadows and but both sides have to deal with that. And you're seeing a well-played game, but it's a perfect atmosphere here. Should be a good finish.
The lead at first for Belt with 1 out, and a 1-2 coming to Buster Posey. That one kind of ran away at 93 miles an hour. 2-2. Buchter and Hand now up in the pen for the Padres. Runner goes on the 2-2, swung on and missed. Throw down is pretty good, and he is out at second base. A strike him out, throw him out, double play, nicely done. Posey strikes out at the plate, Belt thrown out at second base, and a double play to end the inning. Pretty impressive there, nicely done. Hector Sanchez on a good throw from his knees. 3-3 the score, 7th inning stretch from San Diego. Brought to you by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. A good ball game tonight. Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Padres and the Giants. Giants took game 1 of the series last night. Padres trailed and took a 3-2 lead. Giants came back, tied it up 3-3, and here we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Eric Ibar leading it off against Madison Bumgarner. In his return to the Giants, missing 75 games. He's pitched well in this ball game tonight. That was pitch 84 of his outing.
He's made a couple of mistakes with the breaking ball tonight, but as a whole, you see 85 pitches, pretty economical.
Changed up, and it's 1-2 now to Ibar. Eric 0 for 2 in the game. Is grounded out to short and lined out to center. There's a foul down the right field line, and we'll do it again. 1-2. Would imagine some rustiness tonight for Madison Bumgarner, but he started so well. He struck out the side in the first inning and retired the first 7 Padres he faced in the game before giving up that home run to Matt Caesar.
Well, the one thing I look at is breaking balls. Yes, he's made a couple mistakes, but all in all, he's had everything working. Fastball command always is good to his glove side, but he has set a lot of pitches up. with that fastball command. 88 pitches on the night. You can see the innings, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Ibar kind of jumping out of the way and to skip over that.
You know, for Bruce Bochy, just thinking about how you manage what Madison Bumgarner is doing. This is his horse. He knows what he is every single year, but he's coming off the disabled list. How long do you go with Madison Bumgarner?
On the ground towards third, Nunez cuts it off, slings it almost underhanded to first base for out number 1 of the inning. Now, game 3, the finale of the series. We'll play day baseball here at Petco Park tomorrow in San Diego. Jeff Samardzija, 4-10 on the year with a 4.58 earned run average. Trevor Cahill going for the Padres, 3-3 with a 3.38 ERA. 1 p.m. we'll get it started with Padres Live, the Padres and Giants, as the Padres wrap up the very brief 3-game homestand before heading back out on the road again after the ball game tomorrow. It's off to Colorado and to visit the San Francisco Giants next weekend.
You know, you gotta love the division. Such great cities to go to. And you're back for the 2nd time. I like how the schedule is built, where you play them early in April. You have the September series, but right in the middle, you wonder when that second opportunity is. Second phase going against your interdivision rivals. You got a favorite city in the division?
I'm a big San Francisco fan. I mean, I like the ballpark a lot. I like the city a lot.
Got a good restaurant up there?
I got a few. I got a couple.
It's good to have go-tos, isn't it?
In the air towards right field, and Hunter Pence coming in to his right for out number 2 of the inning. Well, Matt Caesar coming up, hit a home run back in the 3rd inning on Madison Bumgarner. In fact, it was the first hit of the night for the Padres. Kind of a hanging breaking ball he takes out of the yard to left. 3rd home run for Matt Caesar. Got the lead at half at the time. It was 2-1 Giants. Bumgarner would give up another home run to Jabari Blash. 2-run shot in the 4th inning, which gave the Padres the lead at the time. Asking me if I have a favorite restaurant in a city is kind of like.
So you're saying that's an easy question?
3 or 4 in each city.
Well, I tell you what, I went to Cleveland the last road trip, and I didn't have a go-to.
No,
but it was very sneaky.
The Chop House, pretty good there in Cleveland.
So it's an easy question for you to answer. That is good, though, when you know there's a spot that you have to go to.
Yeah,
it makes traveling a little bit easier.
1-1 on the ground, foul outside of 3rd. Fell out of the stadium there onto the field. You can't fall out of the stadium. That's hard to do. He fell out of the seating area of the stadium.
This is a good effort, but that's a whoops.
Nothing to see here. I wasn't on the field.
I didn't, I promise. Promise I wasn't on the field.
I know it looked like I fell on the field, but I didn't.
Security. I wasn't on the field. I promise. Just don't want that tap on the shoulder.
No. 2-2 fouled off to the right out of play. #100th pitch of his outing coming up here for Madison Bumgarner. With 2 down in the 7th inning. Started to give you his line in the World Series, 4-0 with a 0.25. About 36 innings, giving up 1 run.
Unbelievable.
That's just in World Series play.
That's a really nice resume.
Ooh. Just missed, and Bumgarner was headed to the dugout. Instead, Caesar will be headed to first base with a 2-out base on balls.
Well, again, Buster Posey knows how to manipulate some of those balls that are on the outside part of the plate.
Okert and Contos both up in the pen.
Watch the frame job of Buster Posey. It is off the plate, and again, Matt Caesar. Oh, a nice plate appearance.
So a 2-out base runner for the Padres, part of the double switch last inning, as Corey Spangenberg batting for the first time. Pops it up, back at first. Belt will backpedal and give way to Joe Panic. Makes the catch that ends the inning. We head to the 8th, tied 3-3.
The Reds and the Nationals, this was all Washington and really all Anthony Rendon.
Yeah, he goes 3 for 3 with 6 RBIs. This last one, a grand slam in the 7th, ended up being the game winner because they would give up 7 runs in the next 2 innings.
Who would think you throw up a 10 spot and you need it as the game winner? You think that should be sufficient? When Tony and I see on Padres Live, the postgame show, which will be brought to you tonight by Cox Communications, we'll break down everything that happens here at Petco in a 3-3 ball game between the Padres and the Giants. You're going to hear from Andy Green, and we'll get you set for tomorrow, 3rd and final game of this series, and also some trade details to pass along to you. All that and more coming up after the final out, guys.
All right, Mike and Tony, thanks very much. Kind of twilight here right now in San Diego, and could be kind of a tough sky here on pop-ups and fly balls. We'll see.
Yeah, as an outfielder, you'll communicate that to the infielders. Please help.
Brandon Crawford leading it off against a new Padres pitcher, Brad Hand, into the game.
Yeah, right when that ball went up, all the infielders start pointing up in the air, indicating the outfielders they're going to give them help.
43rd appearance for Brad Hand. Lefty's at 192. See how Crawford does here. He's ducking out of the way of a pitch and almost grabbed that inside corner. Another very good crowd on hand tonight. We had 35,000, better than here last night for game 1 of the series. Here tonight, 36,266, 36-266 to see game 2 of the 3-game weekend series. And Madison Bumgarner, 102 pitches, 66 for strikes in the first 7 innings. Foul back, 2-2. Crawford, Pence, and Panic. It's 8th inning. Mr. Reliable, Brad Hand. Padres All-Star who had a 1-2-3 inning in the All-Star game in Miami. He's very Brad Hand-like. Swing and a miss. It's Crawford to chase and strikes him out for the first out of the 8th inning.
Well, you almost assumed after he missed that fastball on the previous pitch, he's going to buy himself a slider, and that's exactly what he gets. Perfect pitch by Brad Hand. Not only does he have the location, but he hides that pitch. Very difficult to pick up that release point.
So 1 out brings up Hunter Pence. And a single back in the 1st inning to drive in a pair of Giants runs. Strike 1.
You know it has such a good break when you can buckle a right-hander. That's what he did to Hunter Pence on that first pitch.
So I guess you can identify it as a slider coming out of the hand. But how much it's going to break, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, because he has different shapes to it. How hard he throws it. If he has that get-me-over breaking ball, because it still has that tight spin to it. But different shapes make it very difficult to pick up. And he has that same release point. That's one of the factors that comes into play from the hitter's perspective.
On the ground to first, Myers knocks it down. It's time to recover, and then races to the bag to first. Beats Pence to the bag. 2 down here in the 8th inning. A little bobble over there at first base for Myers.
Now the hot smash and has that different rotation on the ball. Knocks it down and easily outrunning Pence to first base.
2 down here in the 8th, and it brings up Joe Panic. His home run in the 6th inning tied this game. And that's where we sit here, 3-3 in the 8th. Foul tipped, and it evens at 1-1. Chassin won the first 6 innings of this game, allowed the 3 runs the Giants had. Phil Maton, 1 shutout inning. Not allow a hit. Did walk a batter, struck out 2. Now Brad Hand with 2 down in the 8th. Fastball at 94 for strike 2.
Perfect location on that glove side. Down and away. Not only does he have velocity, but he has location.
Look ahead to the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the Padres order coming up. And Will Margot. Carlos is Wahe, Will Myers. 2-2 pitch. Just off the outside edge at 95. Trying to paint that outside corner.
fact, it was just barely off the outside part of the plate. Well, might have caught that corner.
Ortiz Hernandez waiting on deck for the Giants. Popped up, sending Azuaje to shallow right. Still going. Here comes Blash, and Jabari will call him off and make the catch. A 1-2-3 eighth inning for Brad Hand, the Padres All-Star. Tied 3-3. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, where the pets go. By Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proud sponsor of the San Diego Padres. And by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. Good game tonight as we play game 2 of this 3-game series between the Giants and the Padres. Tied up 3-3 into the bottom of the 8th inning. And a new pitcher as the Giants get into their bullpen. Hunter Strickland comes in.
I pitched last night's ball game, 2/3 of inning. Both of those outs were way up the strikeout. Big power arm, but had the breaking ball to go along with it last night.
Margot, Azuaje, Myers scheduled to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, Margot had no success against Madison Bumgarner in the game, striking out twice and grounding out. Got to be happy to see someone other than Madison Bumgarner, even with the good numbers.
Yeah, and they continue to deny Madison Bumgarner the win, which is really one of those challenges if you're the opposition.
Ends up going 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, walked 2, struck out 5, and threw 102 pitches in his return. Swinging a foul tip as Margot down 1-2. Padres did have 2 home runs off Bumgarner. Solo shot by Matt Caesar in the 3rd. The 2-run home run by Jabari Blash in the 4th inning.
Now they're going back to the breaking ball.
Swing and a miss, and Margot strikes out for the 3rd time tonight.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
One down here in the 8th inning brings up Carlos Suaje. Struck out in the 1st, walked and scored in the 4th inning. Grounded out to second base in the 6th inning. Strickland allowing just 2 runs in his last 12 1/3 innings. Over his last 14 appearances, a 1.46 earned run average. Here's a line drive, base hit into right field for Suaje. So 1 out, and the potential go-ahead run at first base now for San Diego.
Now Carlos Suaje continues to do his job, and near the top of the order, the bat to ball skills, you're seeing a lot of confidence by Carlos.
First time in his career having a chance to play on an everyday basis. The absence of Yangervis Solarte on the DL with the oblique strain. Suaje playing every day at second base. 1 out, 1 on. Will Myers, the batter. Myers 0 for 3. Yeah, struck out twice and grounded out to short. The pitcher spot is on deck, and Alan Cordova has come out on deck here for the Padres.
We're starting to see Will Myers foul off those mistake pitches. That was a breaking ball that sat over the middle of the plate. He's due for one of those right center bombs.
.16 home runs on the year for Myers.
See the outfield playing no doubles defense, especially with that runner on first base.
Struck out to begin the inning as Suaje with a base hit to right field. And Will Myers hooked up in a battle here with Hunter Strickland. Swing and a miss. Elevated fastball, and it's a good one at 97 miles an hour.
Just has carry in that hitting zone. Looks so inviting and ends up out of the strike zone.
Did he hold up? They will check. Yes, he did. According to Tom Woodring, and it's 2-2. The pitcher was up. The fastball.
Not even close.
Well, Cordova waiting on deck. Myers batting with 1 out, 1 on. Ball 3, and it's a full count now. A big pitch coming up here for Hunter Strickland with 1 out, 1 on. Potential go-ahead run at first base for the Padres. Suaje gains that lead, held on by Brandon Belt.
I wonder with that pitcher spot if they'll set Asuaje in motion.
They do, and Myers fouls it back to the screen. Giants bullpen has been suspect during this stretch, but Strickland has been very good. Off pitch again. Asuaje going again, and Myers will take ball 4. They throw down, but that was ball 4. And Myers down to first base. Posey threw down to second base.
Now back to back. You see that curveball off the plate, and a good eye by Will Myers. Buzzed his tower on that throw.
So now Alan Córdoba coming up here. Such a go-ahead run in scoring position for the Padres now. Dave Righetti, the pitching coach, talking to Bruce Bochy. Córdoba pinch hitting with 1 out and 2 on. 231 average for Córdoba, 3 homers, 12 runs batted in into his 69th game, and a lot of his playing time lately coming just like this, coming off the bench to pinch hit.
Well, a tough role to ask anybody, but especially a Rule 5 pick. He has handled velocity at the top of the zone.
Ball 1. Pinch hit home runs the most. Padres with 6. Big swing there at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Evens a count at 1-1. Strickland struck out Margot. Single for Asuaje. Walk from Myers. 2 on with 1 away in a tie game. Córdoba lifts it down the right field line, headed towards the seats, and finds himself down 1-2.
We've seen a couple fastballs this at bat, but also the breaking ball. Gonna have to still in this situation with 2 strikes. Look for that fastball and hopefully adjust to the breaking ball.
In tight, almost got him. 2-2 the count. That's the thing for fastball, when it is missed, it is missed up. Córdoba grounds it towards shortstop. Crawford is second for 1, on to first for 2. The double play ends the 8th inning. Strickland gets himself out of a jam, tied 3-3.
And Padre fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go.
Well, the closer in for the Padres, Brandon Maurer, in a tie game at home, makes his 40th appearance of the year. He takes over Brad Hand, who had a 1-2-3 eighth inning. And that included a strikeout. The Padres pitchers have only given up one hit since the third inning. That was the home run by Joe Panik that tied this game in the sixth inning. So a great job by the pen.
And you think about Brandon Maurer and what he has done of late. Been a lot of velocity on the fastball, but also the changeup and breaking ball been sharp.
Yorkis Hernandez leads it off here for the Giants. And Connor Gillespie has come out on deck to bat in the pitcher's spot. Grounded to third, Spangenberg. One down in the ninth. Here comes Gillespie batting out of the 9 spot, where Bumgarner was 0 for 3 at the plate tonight. He's actually hitting for Hunter Strickland this time. And did the same thing last night, pinch hitting. Overall at 161. No homers. 5 runs batted in. 33rd game that Gillespie has got in. And he takes strike one.
Now first pitch changeup to the pinch hitter. Gillespie known to hunt that fastball, and you can see perfect placement on the changeup. Good arm speed and location.
Ball 2, 2-1. Chacin went 6 innings, allowing the 3 runs the Giants have. Maton, Hand, and now Maurer out of the Padres pen. On the ground, Myers to the bag at first for out number 2 of the 9th inning. Maurer was there also just in case. So 2 down, and it brings up Denard Span. Double back in the second inning. 1 for 4 ball game for the Giants center fielder. And the grass at third is Spangenberg in case. Span elects to drop a bunt down. Time call very late.
Yeah, very late.
On the corner, and it's 1-1.
Now that's been the difference maker. It's given him different looks, different thoughts. Perfect slider to get strike one.
Little flare, shallow left. Caesar coming in, and he'll make the catch. It ends the top of the 9th inning. To the bottom of the 9th we go, tied 3-3.
Ready for the bottom of the 9th inning. And it's time now for the Bill Howe play of the game. Jabari Blash with a 2-run home run back in the 4th inning on Madison Bumgarner. And at the time gave the Padres a 3-2 lead. Blash's second home run of the year in the major leagues, and Jabari is going to lead it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. New pitcher for the Giants, Corey Guerin, another guy who worked in last night's game, back in there again tonight.
Yeah, got his 3rd win last night after replacing the Giants starter Johnny Cueto. Sinker slider, funky delivery, but you have to elevate both of his pitches.
Well, Sam Dyson came in to get the eventual save last night, although he did give up a run. Jabari Blash 1 for 3, the home run you just saw. Saw Blash walk a couple times last night. And a little more selective at the plate this time around, and it's pretty good contact in his first 2 games back from El Paso. Off balance there on the breaking ball, 1-1.
I heard Andy Green, the manager of the Padres, say that he loved that Jabari Blash wasn't looking to walk in that scenario last night. Deep fly ball to right field, just missing that pitch off of Sam Dyson.
Strike 2.
You can see the fastball in the movement location on that outside part of the plate.
Sweeping breaking ball for Guerin. 2-2 the count.
So many times in this scenario you'll see a lot of guys trying to overthrow that breaking ball. They'll back up on you. Going back to the slider.
Blash to left field. Hernandez coming in, but that's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. They're playing that no doubles defense out there, and Hernandez very deep, and a base hit to begin the 9th inning for Jabari Blash.
Well, Jabari bought himself a mistake pitch. Previous pitch was a slider that he took. This one off the end of the bat. But again, staying in the strike zone. And a good start for the Padres from the 9th.
Bruce Bochy headed out to the mound here. Going to take the baseball from Corey Guerin, who gives up a leadoff base hit in the bottom of the 9th. Pitching change from Petco Park in San Diego.
Runner on for San Diego here in the 9th inning, and before Eric Ibar comes up, new pitcher for the Giants is Stephen Oakert.
Making his 30th appearance. Last night pitched a third of an inning, got the strikeout. See, the lefties hit .302 on the year. This scenario with Eric Ibar, the switch hitter. So many things you can do in this scenario. Maybe lay a bunt down, possible hit and run if you get into a hitter's count.
Lead runner on in the 9th inning in Jabari Blash, who gains his lead at first. Ibar 0 for 3 in the ball game tonight. Down and in for ball 1.
Now, Jabari Blash has good speed at first base. Not blazing speed, but you can set him in motion. Be dangerous in this scenario.
Ibar grounds it foul and evens it count at 1-1. Corey Guerin came in, faced one batter, and Jabari Blash gave up the base hit. And Stephen Oakert, who had been up earlier in the game, gets into the game here in the bottom of the 9th. Ibar drops a bunt down. Out is Posey, throw to first for the out. Sacrifice here gets Blash to second base.
Well, Eric Ibar known for the fundamentals and how he can lay down a perfect sacrifice bunt in a big situation. This is textbook.
Posey jumped out there, waved off the pitcher. Oakert, who was charging in, and Ibar getting the bunt down, getting Blash into scoring position with one out. Hector Sanchez 0 for 3, the former San Francisco Giant, has popped out to short, fly to left, fly to right. Sanchez to deep left field. It is high, it is deep, it is very gone. It's a walk-off 2-run home run for Hector Sanchez. A Padres 5-3 win.
Now let's take a look at the fastball. You can see elevated fastball. The former Giant hitting one of his biggest home runs against his former club. He knew it right off the bat. And Hector Sanchez has been huge for this Padre offense late in games. Got the spot start. He capitalized. How about Jabari Blash starting this inning off, and everyone knew it.
The Padres victory in dramatic style tonight. Maurer will get the victory as he pitches the top half of the 9th inning. Guerin takes the loss. Game that takes 2 hours and 53 minutes, and the Padres with a walk-off 5-3 victory tonight in dramatic fashion. This was a lot of fun and a well-played ball game.
Well, good pitching. Obviously had to battle an ace in Massa Bumgarner coming off the disabled list, and the former Giant gets back at his former club. That has to feel so good for Hector Sanchez.
Let's send it down to Michelle Margot.
Hector, first pitch home run, walk-off. What was going through your mind? What was the game plan, and how did you handle that pressure?
I mean, back at the situation, you don't have to think it too much.
Much deserved. How did you handle that pressure?
You know, you have to calm down that situation, try looking for a good pitch, put a good swing on it. You know, that's what you're looking for.
How is this team able to capitalize on one of the best pitchers in the game today?
You know, it's a teamwork. You know, try to put good at bat. That's the key for us. You know, really good teamwork right there. And you know, it's a great game. Get the W.
What can you say about the night that Jabari Blash had?
Excuse me?
What can you say about the night that Jabari Blash had?
Amazing. You know, he's penny swing very well. You know, I hope he keeps swinging that way and, you know, keep working hard.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Don, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. The walk-off home run for Hector Sanchez. He's had a flair for the dramatic all season. He does it again tonight against his old team. It's been a fun night. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?
Oh, coming up on the postgame show, guys, we're going to revisit that Sanchez walk-off shot. That was worth the price of admission alone. You'll also hear from Andy Green and some deadline deals to get you caught up on trade baseball coming up.